So I've been thinking about something recently. Pokémon spin-off games. I was wondering if it was possible for these side titles to take place in the same world as the main series of Pokémon games. By spin-off games, I kind of mean particular games like Pokémon Mystery Dungeon and Pokémon Ranger, and a few others. As of the time I'm recording this, it's been quite a while since such a game was last released. Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon came out in September 2015, nearly 4 years ago. Unless you count Detective Pikachu, but I don't know, feels different. Pokémon Masters might be the one to change that though. But with that being besides the point, it's not likely we're ever going to get an official answer to this question. Not that many people were asking it to begin with. And that's why I'm here today to discuss and speculate. I'm Cyreus, suddenly making videos again, and this is a Pokémon Theory. So, as I say, we'll probably never really know whether or not there were intentions to write all of these stories into one universe, so instead of trying to definitively figure out whether or not they are canon, let's just see if they could be. How would things work out if they were? Would it make sense? Could it work? If you're a Pokémon fan, you've probably not been able to go a day in the past few months without hearing the phrase National Dex. And that's one of the things that got me interested in this topic. Why is a Pokédex that supposedly encompasses all Pokémon that exist in the world referred to as just a national dex, and not, say, an international or global dex? Another thing that got me thinking about this is one of the most important parts of each generation of the core series games, the regions. Why exactly are they called regions? Don't worry, I'm going somewhere with this. Basically, it seems to me that Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, Alola, and the new Galar region may all be regions of one single nation. In fact, the Japanese word used in the games for region is Chiho, which simply means a region within a single country. I think this would make sense because despite how far apart some regions seem to be, they all generally follow the same rules as if they have a common law established by the same government. Trainers must only have up to 6 Pokémon with them, each Pokémon must only know up to 4 moves, trainers must challenge and defeat 8 gyms before they may challenge the Pokémon League to prove their worth against the best of the best, and so on. That formula of regulations has remained pretty constant throughout each region, with a slight exception in Alola, which features trials instead of gyms, though at least in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the number of which remains 8. Plus, they just got done finally building a Pokémon League. Perhaps Alola was just recently granted statehood. Regionhood? Anyway, this culture revolving around trainers and battles seems to be the basis of the rules of this grand nation, this country whose regions we explore in the core series games. But what if there are other nations? Imagine that elsewhere on this Poké-Earth there exists another country with regions where society has developed in quite a different way. Where there is no Pokémon League, no gyms, and most inhabitants haven't even heard of a trainer. Life, rather than revolving around sport and competition, has taken a much more relaxed and nonchalant form, basking in peace that is protected by a form of police service known as Pokémon Rangers. Just as we see in the regions we're more familiar with, many criminal organizations conspire to threaten that peace, but instead of relying on a 10-year-old trainer to fight them off, Pokémon Rangers are the ones who bring these criminals to justice. I don't know about you, but I think this nation's government may have a better grasp on its priorities. What is also convenient about this proposition of the Pokémon Ranger series is that it doesn't interfere with the lore of the core series. In fact, it could even add to it with such things as the Manaphy Egg originally being found in the Fior region. The regions of Fior, Almia, and Oblivia are the ones that exist within this Ranger-patrolled nation, explored of course in the Pokémon Ranger games. Other spin-off titles like Colosseum, XD Gale of Darkness, Pokken Tournament, Detective Pikachu, and Pokémon Masters could be set in their own nations of the Pokémon world as well. Even Pokémon Conquest may take place somewhere in the same world, but set some few hundred years in the past. But with the exception of Pokken, I couldn't really speak for those games because I haven't played them. Sorry. While that might cover most of the Poké-Earth we're building here, there's one more part of the world we've left to explore. Quite literally, in fact. Now imagine a place where no human has ever been. Uncharted territory, a part of the world to this day inhabited only by Pokémon. And despite no sign of human life, Pokémon that live here have prospered in their own ways, built their own communities and villages, and formed their own societies and economies, completely unbeknownst to their human cohabitors on the planet. This is the world of Pokémon Mystery Dungeon, and mysterious it is. This world is filled with dangerous areas known as Mystery Dungeons, the namesake of these games, which are home to some of the wildest, most territorial Pokémon on the planet, who attack any and all intruders. What makes these areas so mysterious is the fact that the geographical layout seems to change every time they are visited. What little civilization that exists on this side of the world is threatened day after day by disasters, some natural and some not. These circumstances force young heroes to quickly become strong and brave warriors, for only the strong can survive in this world. For the most part, this comes in tow with accepting responsibility for ensuring the survival of one's weaker brethren, with Pokémon forming teams of rescuers and explorers to serve their people and make life just a little bit easier. They fight against the forces of nature, as well as enemies who don't treat others quite as fairly as everyone else, and they uncover the mysteries of the world they live in that they know so little about. This world is most likely in its early stages, with only small civilizations like Pokémon Square and Treasure Town, while the rest of the land has allowed nature to flourish as it pleases. This side of the world is divided into the islands it comprises, which are called continents: the Air Continent, the Grass Continent, the Mist Continent, the Water Continent, the Sand Continent, the Sea of Wonders, and the Mystery Continent. With this, I think we've built a decent picture of what the full Pokémon world could look like, with different nations that walk down different paths of life, some where humans have settled and thrived and prospered, and some where humans haven't even discovered yet. Here I basically did the same thing Super Mystery Dungeon did, tying all the areas together into one map, but instead I included the other spin-off games as well as the main series titles, and I think it would be pretty cool to see the Pokémon world rounded out like this. It was my attempt to see if it was possible that spin-off Pokémon games could ever be canon, and what it would look like if they were. I'm Cyreus, and this has been a Pokémon Theory. Thanks for watching this video. If I've just shown up in your subscriptions out of nowhere and you're wondering who the hell I am, I used to be known here by the username PokeKai493, and if there's any video of mine you might possibly remember watching, it'll probably be PK493's Eggs and Evos 1, you know, that lump of pixeled garbage that somehow has nearly 5 million views. How the fuck did that happen? Anyway, the channel's been pretty dead on and off for the past like 7 years, and I'm here trying to bring it back to life. After 7 years. I've got quite a few different ideas. Content is going to be pretty experimental for a bit. Might as well be while the channel's not eligible for monetization. But I hope you'll stick around to see where things go. If you're one of the negative 12 people still around from the old days and things like pixel art is the reason you might have subscribed, I do still want to incorporate as much of my art into my videos as I can, so don't run away just yet. You know, it's not going to hurt to stick around. I know we've not seen each other in a long time, but just give it a chance, and who am I even talking to? No, but really, especially if you've bothered to watch this far into the video, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you again soon enough.